People like you in direct proportion to how you make them feel. How do I feel when I'm around you? Do I feel good? Do I feel bad? If you make people feel good, they will like you, and humor makes them feel good. We're going to talk about using humor in your posts, and everybody has to realize that 80%, 75% of your content is not meant to sell. It's meant to make people like and remember you. Remember, 89% of all the business that's done in real estate and mortgage, anyway, is based on some sort of relationship. No matter how much people keep thinking it's all going to change and it's all going to be platforms and systems and whatever. No, sorry. 89% of the decisions about who to use was based on whether I like the person or not. Those of us who've been in marketing forever have known that forever. It will never change. People make decisions based on emotion. And then we use logic to justify our decisions to ourselves. When you're making a decision and you're going through all the logic, know this, that you've already made the decision. You're now just trying to rationalize your decision. Here's your vocabulary word for the day. It's called confabulation. We confabulate to justify our emotional decision, but I decide to work with somebody I like. They one of the first studies on this was in the speed dating realm, where they're, you spend 3 minutes with each person and you move to the next one. And they realized when they're hooking people up to, monitors and EKGs and polling them, whatever, 6 seconds. We make a decision in 6 seconds. And it's not just how the person, no. We either like them or we don't. 6 seconds in, yeah, I kind of like this person. And then the rest of us going, ooh, yeah, well, same thing's true in marketing. I like you or I don't like you. So you've heard me, if you've known me, you've heard me for 35 years. If you've known me that long, preaching the same sermon, he or she with the most friends wins. I actually have a guy out of Brentwood, California that I worked with 20 years ago, that when we were first doing all this stuff, it was a lot more email. Some of it was even snail mail before that. But Mark, whose technique is jokes, he's really funny, tells great jokes. So his posts these days are frequently jokes. And he tells these jokes. And then at the end of them, on occasion, not on all of them, he'll say, anyway, by the way, I was just talking to somebody and they said, blah, 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 couldn't qualify because of this. Guys, if you know anybody who thinks they can or that's sitting on the fence and doesn't want to buy right now, you need to make sure that they know, blah, blah, blah. And he throws it in at the end. But most of his content leads off with a joke. And we call it the rule of awe. 75% of your content should make them say, ah. And it could be, cute, puppies, kittens, whatever, something warm and fuzzy. Shock. Oh my God, did you see that? Anger, oh yeah, sign the petition, whatever. People, and be careful, don't want to alienate the world by getting up there and being political, but inspiring, or ha 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 ha, laughter. Anybody that makes us feel good, we naturally like, period. And we try to teach this to our kids. Mine have heard it so many times throughout their childhood. It's ridiculous that people like you in direct proportion to how you make them feel. How do I feel when I'm around you? Do I feel good? Do I feel bad? If you make people feel good, they will like you, and humor makes them feel good. That's why, yes, you want to put in humor. You want to put in anything that makes you more likable. So if I'm just trying to make people feel good and I'm just trying to make them like my content, in between, I've still got the stuff up there about using escalation clauses or seller buy downs or staging a home or qualifying based on bank statements instead of W-2s. Great. I still want, here's my listing. I still want that. That's the right hook. Jab, 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 right hook. Jab, 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 right hook. But most of the time, I'm trying to just make them like us. So I'm trying to put up stuff that they want to see, that they will appreciate. You are likely, very likely, to get the business as long as you remind them from time to time that you want the business. If I was doing this, I would work really hard to make sure that I'm posting 2 or 3 times a week things that I know they want to see. Don't post for you. Post for them. What do they want to see? So, yeah, it's not always going to be humor. Look, stuff like, I don't know if you can see the picture, but the water's pouring. It's called a cinematograph. Go get a cinematograph app and you can take a little video and then freeze the whole video so that the water's still pouring, or your earring is swaying, or your hair is blowing, or I love it when you do a shadow. You know, you're standing against the wall doing your pose picture, but your shadow against the wall is you jumping into the air and going woohoo, or you know, you dancing. It doesn't matter. It's a pattern interrupt. It catches my attention. There's so many. Yeah, I thought this one was great. Love Bliss's post where, look, are you renting? And if you could hear the little music going, it's got a little song in the background, then you're paying for, or look, nothing but facial expressions, not a word uttered. And it's funny and it captures my attention and it works. At the same time, she's pulling in first-time buyers. Dave Walters, great one. He did a really funny post where he's sitting in the front seat of his car and he's like, I have a confession for everybody. I have an addiction. And I thought it was under control, but I was walking into Target the other day and I saw my connection out in front. And before I knew it, I was reaching for my wallet. And now I'm back in the car and I'm getting ready to binge. And he pulls out his thing of Thin Mints and he's like, yeah, Girl Scout cookies are my addiction or whatever. And I thought it was a little edgy, you know, wow, I have an addiction. What if people didn't? But it blew up. I mean, it blew up. It went legitimately, but everybody was commenting. It's so funny. And my addiction is the tagalogs and blah, 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 blah. And it was freaking, and it was just funny. Kelly Zitlow, if you know her, she is the most professional, articulate, together mortgage originator, video maker that you will ever see. She's got a studio in her office and she is every bit the primetime newscaster that you could ever imagine. And her stuff is just boom, polished. And I know because she does a lot of stuff for like the Modern Mortgage Summit and whatnot. And I get to promote a lot of her videos and they always do well. But then one day she was doing one about, you know, people ask me about videos, and guys, you just gotta not, and then it was bloopers. And she just showed all her bloopers. And it performed almost 10 times better than all of her professional content. And I still want the professional, but I gotta be likable. I gotta be authentic. I want your bloopers. I want your family stuff. I want your emotional stuff. I want your awe-inspiring stuff. But humor's just the easiest because all I got to do, go subscribe to Lighter Side of Real Estate. They've got hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of real estate memes in there and mortgage related memes. Pinterest is insane because as soon as you find something you like on Pinterest, it'll say, here's other stuff like that and just feed it to you. But me, I always just fall back on Google. Here, real estate humor. And now I just go through this and I change it to an image search because I like images. And I can say mortgage memes or real estate, whatever. And all I do is I scroll through, find something that I can make a comment on. You mean to tell me you're, oh, you mean you're thinking of selling your home and you haven't called me yet? Great. Oh, look, Lighter Side came from Lighter Side of Real Estate. There you go. Can you not do this at least once a week and it doesn't take a lot of effort? Meanwhile, can you put up some of your bloopers? Can you talk about some of your mistakes? Can you talk about stuff that's not related to mortgage? Stuff that fits you. And by the way, we used to play a game in live workshops where we would go through and try to take any piece of content. Find me anything viral was always the game. And then together we would try to convert that viral content. Oh, that was particularly viral. Can we convert it into, how do we make a real estate tieback? This one, super sheds. Yep.
So do you need a little bit of
extra square footage? And I can't remember exactly what I did on this one, but because it was just a sample, but it was always, I'm constantly finding people the perfect house, the almost perfect house. It's perfect, but it doesn't have an office. It doesn't have a guest room. It doesn't have the craft room that I want, or the place for Nana, or the whatever. And you know what? I think I just found the answer. And I went into these because I saw an article about super sheds. It started off about she sheds, but I didn't want it to just be she. And I just went out and Googled, guys, the stuff that they do at these sheds. Yeah, it's the perfect house, but it's missing well, look, for a little extra cash, you can go add that extra room, the workshop, the whatever. The she sheds they're making today are insane. And by the way, this is a really hot viral topic. People love this. But that was one of the things. Somebody found the sheds. Another one was on small houses. Another one was on robots. This just happened in real life. And all it was, yeah, the restaurant owners loading food into this little robotic ice chest. It's up in the Bay Area. And it's like, well, what's that got to do with real estate? So I just threw the headline on it. Driverless cars showing homes for real estate agents. ? And then in my video, and again, this is just a little workshop made up spoof, but I said, driverless cars showing homes for real estate agents. Yeah, we're getting closer. We're not there yet, but this just happened, whatever. And then I cut to this video, and it showed this little robot cruising around. But look, this little thing drives around and delivers the food. And it notifies you on your phone when your food is there. And the person comes out, and it opens, it gives you your food, and drives away. Thank you. It was super viral. Everybody thought this was so cool, but how do you tie it back to real estate? And my tie back might be dumb on that one, but I just wanted to point out that I can tie almost anything back to real estate or mortgage or whatever. And if I can't, then my caption might be, this has absolutely nothing to do with mortgage, but it was so cool I thought I'd share it. And on the humor, yeah, can you not tie things back? I'm sorry. Every lawyer joke ever told can be turned into a loan officer joke or a realtor joke. What's the difference between a loan officer and a dead loan officer and a dead possum in the middle of the road? There's skid marks in front of the possum. And bad joke, but it's one that popped into my head, a lawyer joke. Well, you can take any and just go Google lawyer jokes and then change it to realtor or realtor jokes or whatever, or go Google humor and then just post that stuff to show that you got a good sense of humor. Pick on yourself. People love self-effacing humor. Dave with his Girl Scout cookie addiction. Pick on your industry. I absolutely love what I do. It's my passion. It's my whatever. But honestly, I wish we would raise the bar a little bit for who we let in, so stuff like this doesn't happen. And then I cut to the humorous thing about loan officers or realtors or whatever, the funny listing photo. And there you go. Do things that they want to see. Just remember that. It's humor. Humor's just one, and it's easy because it's out there. All you got to do is find it. And Google will do that for you. Or TikTok will do that for you, or your Facebook feed or whatever. Follow other people that do this kind of stuff. They don't have to be in your industry. You can always tweak it for your industry. But it's just so easy to put up things. And here's the conclusion. No matter what, at least half, I like 3/4 or 80% of my content is always going to be for, with, or about others. It's for them. It's stuff they want to see. I'm doing it to make them happy, not to make me look good. Therein lies the problem. In real life, we talk about ourselves 31% of the time. In social media, we talk about ourselves 82% of the time. Social media is me, 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 me. Make it for them, or with them, or about them. You got to put up stuff that they enjoy, because it's really simple. The way our brains are wired, like the content, I feel good, I see you, therefore I make the association. If all I associate is content I don't care about, stuff that's annoying, stuff that's an interruption, and I associate that with you, after a while it starts to weigh on my opinion of you. If I feel good, I see your picture and I feel good. I see your picture and I feel good. I see your name and I feel good, whether it's because I went, ah, or wow, or ah, or ah. I feel I like you. I don't even know why I like you. I just know that I feel good. I see you. I end up liking you. Humor is the easiest way to do that. But whether it's humor and yeah, Bill, I'm just not funny, then don't do humor. Do something else, but put up stuff that they will actually stop and enjoy consuming, and make that between half and 80% of your content so that they like you. You can always have your logo on there. You can always have your picture in the corner as a watermark, and little subtle reminders that you're in the business, but make the content good for them to consume. Something they want to consume. Humor is just the biggest laydown on the face of the planet, because doggone it, it's all out there now. And it's a piece of cake to find. Humor, emotion, authenticity, stuff that will make them like you. If I saw this and somebody else did it, I would like that person. That's it.